Hi, I'm Rob the accountant. I like to help people build companies while finding solutions to problems that may come your way. I got you. How are you doing tonight? Today, I wanted to introduce you to the Adolph brothers. Say hello to the Adolph brothers, two American BFF, or best friends forever, who love telling you what you can do with your body, whether it's COVID-3, abortion, or your sexuality. The Adolph brothers love to hate on you. Yes, Adolph Trump and Adolph DeSantis, two brothers united in anti-American views as defined by the U.S. Constitution, which in itself prohibits the joining of church and state, but not to the Adolph brothers. They know what's best for you because God told them so. Remember that. God told them so. So what are we talking about tonight? Well, the fight has begun, and King DeSantis takes a swipe at Trump because one wants to completely sign a national abortion ban, and one doesn't think it's so important to do that. And then some of the religious leaders in Iowa came out and have their view. But what I think is important here is that South Carolina, and this one, has it right. And you say, how so? Let's find out.
One of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country in South Carolina is done for this year. Today, the state Senate killed a ban on abortion from conception by a one-vote margin. State House reporter Mary Green has those details.
Earlier this year, the House of Representatives passed a ban on abortion from conception. This week, the Senate began debating that bill, though the Senate Republican leader had repeatedly said there was not enough support in his chamber to pass as restrictive a bill as that one. That indeed proved to be the case this week, and that bill will go no further this year.
I was expecting a fight, and that's what we had.
Spearheading the block of a bill banning abortion from conception in South Carolina were the 5 women in the 46-member state Senate. The 3 Republicans,
Okay, I just want to say there, right? So South Carolina, we all agree, the whole state is Republican. And ironically, the Constitution of South Carolina prevented the banning of abortion. So when this gets played out over the next few weeks and everything, let's just remember South Carolina has, in the last 50 years, never sent a Democrat to the White House. And its state has been pretty much under solid Republican control, from my understanding, in both chambers for the last 50 years. So what you have here is you have 5 women, 3 Republicans, 2 Democrats, and one of the most restrictive states aligning themselves together to tell men to leave them alone. Did you hear what I said? To tell men to leave them alone. It's so weird. Again, I keep having this issue with this conversation. Like, men seem to just be sitting on the sidelines. Women get knocked up because men shoot the trigger. It's men's thing that does whatever it's going to happen in there to make that little thing fire off. So men completely escape this discussion, and they absolve themselves of any responsibility or accountability, and while they're at the same time telling women what to do with their body. This just rationally is one of the most un-American, anti-American views. This has nothing to do with abortion. This has with telling people what they can and they can't do, and it's just flat out wrong. Let's continue.
Democrat and 1 independent senator took turns leading a 2-day filibuster on the bill.
This is certainly not a political issue. This is a human rights issue. It's an issue of women's rights, privacy rights, family rights, and certainly partisan politics should not have anything to do with it.
They were joined by every other Democratic senator and 3 Republican men to vote Thursday afternoon to end debate on the abortion ban from.
Look at that. 3 men, you know, who are Republican men in the state of South Carolina. and they joined to say that enough's too far. You've won. The battle's there. Just let people do what they're going to do. Nobody, the only people involved in any type of childbirth should be the woman and the male who impregnated her, and there should be nobody else.
From conception for the rest of this year. That kills the bill for now.
Today, to win, or to at least put the issue to rest for this year, was more than rewarding.
Abortion is currently legal in South Carolina before about 20 weeks into a pregnancy. Earlier this year, the Senate passed a 6-week ban, and to this point, the House of Representatives has been unwilling to take that bill up. Senate Republican leader Shane Massey is urging House Republicans to do that now, with just 6 days left in this year's legislative session.
It's up to the House now, right? I mean, that they have the ability to.
Hey, doesn't he look like Pete Buttigieg? He looks like Pete Buttigieg, right? The transportation secretary. I wonder if it's brother. But look at that face. Look at that. I don't even know what his backstory is. I mean, you know, clearly no woman in the world has ever liked him because he's clearly angry at them all for some reason. Out of everything going wrong in South Carolina, and I don't even know if anything's going wrong, but clearly in that state, out of everything that's going on, he thinks this is the most pressing issue. Just look at that face right there. He thinks he should make the decision for everybody or all the women in that state. It's just utterly insane.
Prevent thousands of abortions in South Carolina. And I hope they'll take that.
Here's what Speaker of the House Merle Smith said Wednesday when asked what his chamber would do next.
I can tell you the House is always going to evaluate its options as protecting life. And so, you know, we're not committing anything and we're not foreclosing on anything. The only commitment we have is we have a commitment in this body to protect life.
The South Carolina.
I don't know what he just said there, but all they're saying is they're just gonna not do anything now. There's no, you know, this defensive others argument is just really so lame in one field. If we're going to employ the defense of others argument, then it should be employed everywhere. Law enforcement, healthcare, everywhere. It shouldn't just be defense of others in matters of pregnancy. That just doesn't make any sense of anything. And I don't have a problem with defense of others. Defense of other claims are completely legitimate. I don't have a problem with that. But they should be universal then. We shouldn't just pretend this is one subject. You know, we got people on drugs dying. We got people on Adderall. We got kids suicide, we got other kids running in, so we should have the discussion on defense of others. But you know, if it's just going to be on one issue, which is on women, then I don't think it should go anywhere, and I'm glad to see that South Carolina stopped it for this year.
The legislature has failed to enact tighter abortion restrictions since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last summer. If Republicans can't get it done in the next 2 weeks, they'd likely have to wait until the beginning of next year to try again. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Now, during that same time, other states in the Southeast have passed more restrictive bans on abortion. DHEC data shows the number of residents from other states seeking abortions in South Carolina has skyrocketed since then.
And that's it. You know, say hello to the Adolph brothers, two American besties who love telling you what you can do with your body, whether it's COVID-3, abortion, or your sexuality. The Adolph brothers love to hate on you. Yes, Adolph Trump and Adolph DeSantis, two brothers united in anti-American views as defined by the U.S. Constitution, which in itself prohibits the joining of church and state. But not to the Adolph brothers. They know what's best for you because God told them so. I'm Rob the accountant. I hope you have a great night.